that about him. And I told it to Mrs. Hutman in the 3rd grade in her social studies class, and she didn't think it was very funny. She gave me detention because she asked the whole class if anybody had done their reading, and did they. We were on the World War II part in the history social studies book, and she said, "Does anyone know how Hitler died?" And I raised my hand and said, "Yeah." He said, "When I finally know the answer to something, my grandpa shot him. He's got his mustache in his back pocket." My grandfather came to pick me up from school that day, and he was the last car in the parking lot because I was 15 minutes late. And he was sitting on his old 1985 or 86 long white Lincoln Town car. It was a really sweet ride. It had a blue rag top and blue leather interior and a CD player. Nobody had one of those things. The CDs were brand new. It had a key code on the side that looked like a big, long, white limousine to me, so I would also tell all the kids I was coming to school in a limousine. But he was pretty upset that day because he thought something happened to me, or that I left school and walked home, so he was about ready to leave me there. And he said, what happened? Where you been? I said, "Well, I got detention." "What'd you do?" I said, "I told him that you shot Hitler's mustache off." And that was the day I became my grandfather's greatest favorite grandson. And, we were really close. We made a music video together, and a couple years before he passed away and at 91 years old, and my grandmother called me to do his eulogy, which I did, and wrote another song for him. And then just a few months later, my first daughter Emma was born. So I always say that that year we lost a really great one, got a really great one in return. So I always dedicate this song to George and my grandfather, and all those who bravely served this country. It's called "I Remember." Fought in World War II, my uncle fought in Nam. My father was too young, he went to school and met my mom. And her dad always told us stories around dinner time. And there's one he told when I was young that sticks out in my mind. He said 10 years after Daddy taught me about the birds and bees, I was stranded in Pearl Harbor fighting off the Japanese. When the kamikaze pilots came and dove in without warning, I was on the Arizona on a warm December morning. I remember when I was a younger man, we were soldiers fighting in a foreign land. Now I'm older, and it's happening again. But it was hard to have forgiveness for the things they did that day. And our president decided we should make their people pay. So we dropped on Nagasaki and we cut them down to size. And the one we dropped on Hiroshima let them vaporize. And I heard some Christians sing, "What would Jesus do?" But if you were on the wrong side when you point the gun at you, and they read through every word of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, so they could see if killing was the side that Christ was on. I remember when I was a younger man, we were soldiers fighting in a foreign land. Now I'm older, and it's happening again. They separate the church and state and keep God out of school, so our governments can educate based upon their rules. But people start to wonder if our politics make sense when religion is our best excuse for national defense. And when our citizens start saying that our wars are not okay, and Washington keeps telling them God loves the USA, and they teach us history so we can learn from our mistakes. we went walking, he and I was thinking of the future and how scared I was to die. Now my best friend's overseas, in the desert where it's dry, fighting for our country, and I need a reason why. I remember when he was a younger man. Now he's a soldier, fighting in a foreign land. Now we're older, God bring it